How's it going, everyone? So, as promised, we are gonna go over the creature submissions. Again, I'm sorry that it's not your usual gameplay content you're getting today. It's just that I'm still recovering from coming back from my trip. It's just a long trip. It was a long trip, so just resting, but I guarantee you next week we will get back into Valguero Ascended gameplay. But for now, we're going to check out the creature submission forum and see what all there is to see. Now, I'm going to start by taking a look. What is the most voted creature? We're going to take a look at the top 10 because, as with most as with past creature submissions, the top 10 go into a second round of voting, which determines the winner. So, leading with 422 votes is the Paleo Octopus. So that is pretty cool. Then we have the Abyssosaurus with 277 votes. The Irritator with 275 votes. The Crinoid with 267 votes. The Atopobendatus with 257 votes. The Romalosaurus with 251 votes. The Giant Stick Bug once more with 203 votes. The Savotus with 196, and the Tolamonstrum with 195. So quite a few creatures to go through, which is... Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that little interruption. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I missed one. And the Giant Lobster, also 195. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, let's take a look at what we've got. I may not go through all of the 10, but I'm definitely going to go through the top 5. So, Paleo Octopus is in the lead. Whoa, that is one hell of a dossier. Dang. That is cool. That is pretty cool looking. You may recognize him from Aberration, as I submitted. Oh, okay. It's a Megatherium size, and it's found in the oceans. Oh, it's rarely found in the ocean. So it's found in the bog, but rarely in the ocean. Interesting. Okay, so its ink makes special potions that aid you in all of the Genesis biomes. Interesting. Against the elements or foes, want to get rid of direwolves, throw down a space brew potion and make a mini black hole to trap them in one place. Or do you need to go down to the depths of the ocean but your scuba gear is broken? Drink an ocean potion. This person can bust a rhyme anytime. You'll be able to dive deeper and see clearer. Interesting. That's cool. Okay, so we'll get new Ingrams if we get this thing. That's interesting. Okay, and it'll be able to climb, which is pretty cool. It's a mobile apothecary. Cool. So it's got 5 potions and then a special. Interesting. It has 11 total potion options, 5 that benefit you and your allies, 5 for offense, and 1 special brew. Name the beneficial and volatile branches. Each of the 5 potions on either side correspond with a Genesis biome. And then we have the abilities, the mimicry. It's able to camouflage like an octopi. Like octopi of today. It reduces your speed, but makes you invisible to aggressive creatures. Okay, if you're attacked when camouflaged, you will become vulnerable, take 10% more damage while still moving slowly. Okay, so you gotta use that with caution. The coating, using the same ink for potions, it can coat itself to give its attacks affixes that relate to the biome-specific ink. Volcanic ink will make its attack do fire damage similar to if a fire wyvern were to attack you with its breath. Interesting. Creature holding. It's able to grab and hold creatures like the Megalosaurus. Suffocate enemies, slam them, transport allies. Interesting. Okay, not as useful as Blood Stalkers with maneuverability, but it gets basic climbing done. The Brewmaster is its saddle. Okay. Note, the Paleoctopus must first acclimate to biomes before producing the special ink. Having it mimic the surroundings and wander around will speed up the process. If a baby grows up in a biome, however, it will automatically be able to produce ink related to that region. You can also use items like ambergris and shell fragments on it in order to acclimate instantly if on a different map, or find similar biomes on other maps. A swamp acts as a replacement for the bog acclimation, for example. Okay. Jars are used to bottle the potions, so place them in the inventory. Okay, water jars. Beneficial potion, and that's it. Oh, the octopus itself can throw the potions. As for details, okay, here we go. Bog Brew. This potion will make it so insect swarms will no longer target you. You will also be more hidden from creatures overall, reducing their aggro towards you. Volcano Brew. This potion gives you heat resistance and also fire attack resistance from creatures such as magmasaurs or weapons like torches. Cool. Ocean Brew increases swim speed and reduces oxygen consumption. You are also able to see clear underwater. I like that. The Snow Brew, cold resistance and immunity to being stunned. I also like that. The Space Brew allows you to jump higher and have resistance to radiation. Cool. And now the Volatile Branch. Brew of continuous defecation. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Throwing this potion at enemies drains their stamina, increases their torpor, and makes them defecate. That's hilarious. Brew of Raging Inferno for the volcano. Throwing this potion causes a patch of fire to form where it's thrown. Any creature or player that steps into this fire is set on fire, and anything that is near the creature or player on fire will also be set on fire, including fire immune creatures. Interesting. Fire wyverns, for example, though I don't know why you bring a fire wyvern, given you can't bring flyers onto Genesis 1, so interesting. Unless they change that. They may change that. I doubt they will. Brew of Abyssal Rage. Throwing this potion at enemies blinds them and causes them to attack anything around them, including their allies, tamed and wild. Brew of Eternal Frost. Throwing this potion freezes them in place to stun them momentarily. If a player is hit, then they will instantly be freezing to death. Okay. So if it hits a player directly, if it's next to them, it stuns them. But if it hits them head on, it freezes them to death. Interesting. Brew of Cosmic Bending. This potion causes a small black hole to form, dragging in anything caught within its radius for 10 seconds, which makes them unable to move or jump, stuck in the same position. Cool. Now the special, the Witch's Brew. By acclimating in all 5 biomes, this potion can be made. It gives a 5% buff to your crafting speed, experience gain, and movement speed. You may feel a bit trippy afterwards, however. Also unlocks a bowler hat cosmetic. This cephalopod is truly Breaking Bad. Huh, interesting. The coatings work similar to the potion. Your cephalopod friend must first become acclimated to the different biomes to use them. Once you have enough specialized ink, you can use the coatings. Acclimation. Okay. The Bog causes your attacks to ignore some armor and also break down armor durability faster. Volcano, your attacks will do fire damage over time, similar to a fire wyvern breath. Ocean, a defensive coating. If any enemy attacks you physically, they will receive electrical recoil, which is just recoil but with fancy electricity effects. Snow, your attacks will do ice element damage over time like a Managarm of sorts. And then the Space is a defensive coating. You'll be able to flashbang enemies to stun them for a small amount of time. This also afflicts some radiation on them. Another fact is that you and the Paleo Octopus have greater resistance to radiation. After using any of these coatings, you are locked into them for 10 minutes. 6 minutes for active usage and 4 minutes for a cooldown. Okay, good to know. Primary attack, punch, which is a punch. Secondary attack is to grab and hold. Third attack is applying a coating or throwing a potion. You then got climbing, and then taunt, which is an aesthetic similar to an aesthetic roar. Rage for rage bait. Oh man, that's interesting. Taming. In the wild, they are able to camouflage, so if you were in the bog and suddenly grab, don't be alarmed. It's simply curious and will let go eventually. If you don't have time for that, however, hitting it with a torch will make it skedaddle. However, if you have narcotics, stimulants, medical brews, or bug repellent on hand, it'll initiate the taming process. Simply, you just have to place them in your hotbar and show them off. More complex recipes will give higher taming. You can also show it dishes like Broth of Enlightenment, which act as kibble. Okay, so they are tamed just like Arthroplura, with the Broth of Enlightenment as the kibble. Good to know. just simply keep showing your drug collection. Interesting choice of words. And it'll be impressed enough to be your new cephalopod friend. Okay. And that's all. I hope the concepts and ideas interest you. Cool. Cool to know. This is really well done. Very, very well done. Okay, so let me go back, sort by most votes. Abyssosaurus. I'm only gonna go through the top 3 because it's gonna take forever. It depends on how long they are. But let's see, Abyssosaurus. Okay, so it's bigger than a Plessy, smaller than a Mosa. Plankton swarms. This thing is an ocean creature. Okay, interesting. I like the artwork. Craftable items, unique drops, abilities, weight reduction, dissipated light, dense skin, gentle breeze, abilities and attacks. Left is a head whip. Hold, drag down, hold on land. Oh, so this thing can go on land. My eyes scares off reapers and nameless. That is cool that this thing can go on land. I like that. Okay. C is lights out. Spacebar is sonar. Land abilities, while prefers the deep sea. Abyssosaurus is capable of surviving on land and in space with the saddle. Okay, so you need the saddle to get it on land. It coats Abyssosaurus a protective shield to keep its body from destroying itself for space travel. The saddle has folding thrusters above the front fins. It will not go on to land without you riding it. When on land, attack is decreased by 35%, movement speed is close to a stego, and damage resistance is reduced by 40. When in space, it doesn't get the debuffs. Okay, so it's only when it's on land is it debuff. Okay, good to know. So it's got like a little air dome above it. It's interesting. But obviously it's so small, it's not going to be like a case of the Shastasaurus where you're going to want to build in it. So that's good to know. Yeah. Okay, that's Abyssosaurus. And I'll check out the 3rd place, because this video is going to go on forever. Irritator. Interesting. Baryonyx cousin. Interesting. You can watch my video. Interesting. Okay. Cool. So, let's see. It's in the wild. Domesticated. Cool. So, it's gonna be roughly baryonyx size. It's probably gonna be, yeah, bog. Knew it. Let's see. You can find it almost everywhere. Oh, so it's not just the bog. Okay, although it won't attack you unless you get too close. Aggro range is slightly bigger than that of a dire bear. Okay. If you get bit hit by the irritator, you will have to be very cautious of your surroundings for the duration of the irritation. During that time, all those nasty torpor inducing critters of the bog will be much more lethal. It's easy to avoid, cool to know, hydration, mucus. Ew. Anti-irritant, 360 rotation, tail slap, gulp, jump. Okay, good to know. Early game. Wow, so this is meant to be an early game tank. That's going to be interesting. Wow, interesting. Okay. Let's see. So new Ingrams. Let's see. You got yourself a saddle. And the saddle can rotate. So the irritator will stay focused forward, but the saddle will rotate. Interesting. It'll gulp things. 5-vote irritator. Yeah. Alright. I like it. I like it a lot. This is pretty cool. We got some creative things. I'm gonna click on each one just to look at the artwork. So the crinoid. What's it look like? Dang. You got some Stranger Things stuff going on. That's creepy. I haven't even seen Stranger Things, but looks like what's that thing? The Demigorgon or whatever it's called. Yes, I have not seen Stranger Things. Do not come at me in the comments. Okay, Netflix got too expensive. What do we have here? Another sea creature. A topo. Okay. Okay. Cool. So we got a topo. Let's see here. I hate that I have to redo this. Melo. Okay, a lot of sea creatures again this time. So it looks like we're gonna be getting a sea critter again. Hopefully it's not as disappointing as the Shastasaurus. The giant stick bug, I don't really see it being a good fit for Genesis 1. I do for Genesis 2, however. I do see it potentially being a good fit for either Gen 2 or Crystal Isles. Any of the remaining non-canon DLCs, I see this one being a good fit for. I don't see it as a good fit for Gen 1, but I do potentially see it at Gen 2. They'll just have to make it pink and purple for that. So definitely, this one definitely has a better shot. In my opinion, it'll have a better shot in the non-canon DLC votes. Because Gen 1, probably not. But maybe. You never know. You never know. The Paleo Octopus could plummet. That's happened in the past. Savotus, what is this? No, we do not need another shark. No. Oh no, I hate saying that, but we just got a shark. Oh. Oh. I hate saying that, but we already have Megalodon, and now we have the Helicoprion. I don't think... If we get another shark, it shouldn't be for Gen 1. It should be added to another map. Or maybe added later on. Maybe reserved for Arc 2. I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea to put another shark in. Because I think we have way too many. Okay. This one's number 9. That's cool. Oh, I like this one. Dang. I like it. Then I have to reorganize this whole thing. Let's see here. And then the giant lobster. Oh, the art didn't pop up. Well, I mean, we got some art right here. But okay. Giant lobster. Okay. Interesting to add that. Yeah, so right now, let me think here. If I had to put these in order, let's pretend we're at the end of the voting. Right now, my top picks would definitely be the Paleo Octopus, which was it? Was it this one? No, was it that one? This one. The Paleo Octopus, was it this one? Yes, it was this one. Abyssosaurus. And the let's see, was this one? No. This? Yeah, this. Yeah, so though I don't have an order, but I think those 3 are appealing to me a little bit more than the others. Again, I have not read into them though. The ones that we really read into were the Paleo Octopus, we completely read it, and then a little bit of Abyssosaurus and the Irritator. So for now, yeah, that's our top 10. Yeah, but it looks like it could change. It looks like Paleo Octopus is probably going to stay in the lead. But the others, they are so subject to change. There are 2 votes separating these 2. And there are 9 votes separating these 2. Or, no, my math ain't math. 8 votes. Am I doing math right? I hope so. 10 votes between these. 6 votes between these. And then a big difference between these 2. Small difference between these 2. These 2 are tied. Actually, these 3 are tied. The lobster, Monstrum, and Savotus, they're all tied. But yeah, the stick, I don't see it winning. I see it making it into the top 10, but I don't see it winning this one. Now, I do see it, like I mentioned before, one of the non-canon DLCs. I do see it winning one of those. I don't see it winning Genesis 1. The ones that I see winning Genesis 1 are either the Octopus, Abyssosaurus, or Crinoid. Those are the ones I see winning at the moment. Because, you know, the community apparently wants more sea creatures. However, they want Wildcard to do better this time than they did with the Shastasaurus, because we gotta admit the Shastasaurus was a huge failure. I mean, it was a disaster. The fact that you had to craft that submarine saddle, there was no regular saddle to craft. It was, unless you were a major PvPer and had a tribe, like, it was just way too expensive to build that saddle. Now, if it had a regular saddle and some more standard attacks, it would have been more well received. But the fact that it was so confined to PvP, it was a pretty big flop, in my opinion. Pretty big F. So, hopefully, the next sea creature, because I have a feeling we're going to get a sea creature for Gen 1. I have a feeling, a really strong feeling, we're going to get a sea creature. They don't do that again. They are more aware, they as in the devs are more aware that there's more to Ark than just PvP. Cause, yeah, it's just the thing, because single players like myself, we can tame the Shastasaurus, but we can't ride it because of how freaking expensive that saddle is. Taming it is not a problem. Riding it is the problem. And the fact that the creature itself, like, does horrible damage itself. Like, you have to use turrets and stuff. No, I think that was a major flop. So, no more submarine creatures. No more submarines. Submarines were a disaster, so let's not do that again. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my ramble. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time, and we'll continue discussing the creature submissions right before the close date to see who's in the lead.